Today I want to tell you that God is good, God is faithful, God is loving, that God cares for you. But I didn't always think that. When I was about 12 years old, something very significant happened in my life. My father died. And I remember the night he died, I got on my knees and I prayed and said, God, you've taken my dad, so now I need you to be my father like you were Jesus' father. And that prayer was loaded with all the expectations of a 12-year-old boy. And turns out God didn't do things quite the way I was hoping. And that created some problems for me. A lot of things happened at that point. A lot of new things happened. We moved country. I moved from apartheid South Africa, where I was born, to a new country, England, my mother's country, a new culture, new school, new church, new family, my mother's family, friends, everything was new. And as time went by, I actually became quite an angry adolescent, quite an angry teenager. And I think a lot of that anger came down to the fact that I was baseline very disappointed in God. And there were two pretty big reasons for that. One of them was, you can't play squash with God. And so I felt that he was letting me down as a father. And also, my father had provided quite well for us as a family. My mom was a stay-at-home mom. Now my mom had to work. And things were different. And I thought that God had let the side down. And I was really angry. But I was still going to church. Mom would take me to church, so, fair enough. And but then we moved to a different church in England. We had been in the Anglican church until that point. And then we moved into an independent evangelical church. It was had a bit of a charismatic element to it. And Calvinistic in its theology, predominantly, Reformed. But I thought they were pretty weird to begin with. These people sort of bouncing around. But after a while, I realized that actually they were quite genuine. And I made some significant relationships there. The pastor became almost like a father figure to me. And some of the guys who were maybe sort of 10, 15 years older than me became like big brothers. And it was really through my conversations with them and the patient, loving prayers of my mother, who hung in there for me, that some changes happened for me. I came to realize that there's more to life, that not all the bad things that happen are ordained by God, that there are some things that happen in this world that involve an element of human choice, but most significantly, Jesus Christ happened for me. I saw that in Jesus, there is hope. There's hope beyond death. When Jesus died, he lived a perfect life and overcame the power of sin and death. And in that, there was hope for me. And in that, I also saw how much God loved me. And that brought change in my life. That saved me from being a very angry man. There's more to my story. God actually answered my prayer. He provided in a way that I couldn't foresee. I went to a private school and a small private college and postgraduate, and after all that, we didn't owe a penny. And then God just led me wonderfully, called me patiently to ministry, overcame. I had some trust issues, as you can probably understand. But God overcame those. All that to say, trust in the Lord with all your heart. Lean not on your own understanding. In all your ways, acknowledge God, and God will faithfully, graciously, and lovingly direct your paths.